Hello and welcome everybody to today's video, and to a video that was supposed to be released on the weekend but had some audio issues when I uploaded it, so I had to take it back down and redo everything. So to the point for today, we've got a slightly humorous challenge. It's just a joke, obviously. You should never drink and drive, but I've got a Canada race where I drank 8 tall boys and decided to try to maneuver the track without the racing line on. So we're going to go through this video and critique the driving because it is astronomically bad. Probably one of the worst races I've ever seen in my time on the game, from me or anybody else. It's just that level of bad. So we're going to show the qualifying and the race just to give you an idea of where we're at here. You can see through the first couple corners it's not overly bad, but it's not the best. And it'll start to deteriorate pretty quickly. That's usually how it goes with these things. You feel a lot more confident at the start, and then you stop paying attention for the most part and you start to lose it. So we're off the line a little bit through that section and a couple feet off the apex, clipping the grass on the inside there. So taking it a little bit squirrely, not the best way to take that corner for sure. And with that one, you really want to carry as much speed as possible, and you can see there we're way off the track, lucky not to get a extension penalty. That corner is actually pretty lenient for track extension penalties, even in qualifying online, which is usually the most strict, that in time trial, obviously. So now coming out of the turn 10 hairpin, you can see we caught a little bit of the grass on the inside, didn't get the power down very effectively coming out of it, and you can tell the lap is really starting to deteriorate a little bit. And coming up to the final chicane, the Wall of Champions, yeah, very, very slow. It's not a very dangerous corner when you take it at 10 kilometers an hour. So bad end of the lap, bad lap overall, and I think we were lucky to finish with this 4th place here. It's it definitely could have been a lot worse. I think we were the lowest of the qualified runners. I think the rest were disqualified or set no time, DNF'd. Well, there was one guy behind us, so not at the back, which is impressive, but he was at like a 121, so he probably had a pretty crazy spin or something, went off the track somewhere. So gearing up for the race here now. We're on the starting grid and just trying to hold things together. Hopefully it's not too exciting into turn 1. The test of a driver really is that entry to turn 1. It's not too hard when you're just doing a lap all by yourself, but you really get the measure of maybe how reckless you are when you start driving around other cars, because they can be unpredictable, and when your reaction time is as badly skewed as mine is in this video, you definitely will have an issue if something crazy happens. So we're already touching the grass on the outside, not a good sign. Shipping places already through the first couple corners, and oops. I swear, Oscar, I had nothing to do with that one. Just kidding, I drove that guy into the wall, missing the chicane. I told you it was dreadful. I hit the outside wall there, which is impressive. I don't know how I found myself that far off the correct line, but we're just shipping positions left and right. We're slower than everybody, we're missing every braking point, missing the racing line every corner. It's just basically a what not to do when you're driving in this game. We try the dive bomb up the inside, take a little bit too much curb on the exit there, and I'm not even close to as fast as them. They're just getting much better runs out of the corners. My power delivery is so inconsistent that it's impossible to keep pace, and clipping the wall on the exit of the hairpin for good measure, that's always good. And I think we're 5th now. We're already down 5th from 4th, and I think we're about to lose another position here. And let's see how we negotiate this curb. Oh, and we take too much of it. I could see that coming. But it looked like the guy behind us had a little bit of a situation there too. So on to the 2nd lap now, and let's see how much worse it can get. Just blowing by the apex for turn 1, going all the way out wide in turn 2. So clearly it's deteriorating at a pretty rapid rate. And we'll try to take this properly, a little better than before, but still a little bit too much curb there. And a little better through there. We weren't all the way to the outside, but then you're like 4 feet off the apex. Not looking too good. It's very slow out of that corner too, because we took the first part of the chicane way too deep. We were unable to carry the speed through that second part, and a massive corner cut. And you can see, like I was saying before, the stringency on that corner, it's pretty loose. I think that should have been a penalty, but it's all about what this game judges to be and not to be. And so we're way wide in the hairpin. We've shipped another spot, so we're down to 6th, and we're losing ground to the cars behind us, trying to keep them at bay, but with these awful corner entries and exits, it's easier and easier for them to claw back that space between us. So that time we actually took that final chicane a little bit better. No penalty warnings, nothing like that. And we didn't hit the wall, so that's always important. And trying to hit the braking zone here, I think we're getting on a little bit of a roll. We've hit the last, 4 corners now and not missed an apex by too much. So let's see how well we can continue that. And taking some grass on the exit there again, but not as bad as it could have been. I think we're finally starting to find the rhythm here a little bit, but then I get distracted by the cars in front of me, go way deep, and ship another position. So now down to 7th, that Ferrari just peels away, no chance of catching him. Shows you how exits can really affect your speed, especially on tracks like this where there's such long straights after the corners. It's so hard to make up that pace again, and if you mess up one of the chicanes, you're hurting all the way down. So we actually gain up a little bit of space there, but then we try a dive bomb that's way too bold, almost force that Ferrari off the track, and then somehow we're on the grass on the straightaway. Again, I told you, astronomically bad. I don't know how half of this happens. Just watching the footage back was making me laugh. Some of the corners, you're just like, man, what are you doing? The final chicane taking a little too much curb again. We get another warning. We get the DRS, but it doesn't seem to be helping us close very much. And we hit the first corner apex all right, missing that second corner by a little bit. You can see we're a little adrift from the curb there, and the Mercedes behind us is scratching, chomping at the bit, trying to get in, and really wants to take that position from us. So second to last lap of the race here now, doing a little better through this section, just trying to hopefully hold on to the position we have for the remainder of it and not make too many more mistakes. But as it's gone so far, you guys can probably tell there's going to be a few more mistakes before we're all said and done here. So heading down towards the 8 and 9 chicane, again taking way too much curb. I think I had pretty much given up through that corner after the first couple laps and missing it as much as I did. I just kind of gave up and said, whatever, I'll take the curb. You can see there the erratic steering inputs and brake inputs. I was braking, came off the brake, applied the steering, came off the steering, applied the brake again. So that was very inconsistent and there was a lot of hesitation there, and you don't want to hesitate going through the corners like that. I think that one was probably the boldest cut of that final chicane that we've done, but for some reason we didn't get the penalty. Maybe if you take the inside curb more so than you take the outside curb, you don't get a penalty as often, I'm not sure. And there you can see one more run wide of that second corner. We're on the last lap, so doing one more pass, maybe trying to get the course finally under our grasp. Avoiding an accident there, at least I can say 100% I had nothing to do with that accident. Surprisingly, but yeah, that was a little bit of avoidance there. I'm happy the reaction time wasn't so poor that I managed to find myself wrapped up in that, and that gave us a couple places back, but I mean, it's a little consolation. Pretty garbage race all around, still not even gonna get back to where we started, so you can't take solace in that. So clipping the grass on the outside and the entry to the hairpin at turn 10 one more time, clipping the wall on the exit one more time. So we're really just having a tour de force here of all of our mistakes, making sure that we hit pretty much every barrier or every patch of grass that we can on this last lap. I'm just gonna cross the line here now. We didn't get any penalties, so that's good. We didn't crash out, so that's even better. But yeah, not easy. And I would love to see, if any of you are watching this video, I would love to see you guys attempt a 5-lap race, random lobby, random people online. Try to do it, maybe not 8 tall boys in if you can't make it, but maybe try 6. For those who are wondering, I was drinking Grolsch 5%, lovely stuff. And yeah, so I'd love to see some takes on it. It's really not a child-friendly challenge, but I tend to hate challenge videos, especially the F1 challenge videos, just not really up my alley. So this was something that I could kind of take a fun look at and do something that's more so custom to my channel, because I don't think you'll ever see any of the more major YouTubers doing this. So thank you so much, have a great day, and goodbye.